All right, what's up, guys? So today was one of those days where I wasn't really feeling like making these videos. As you guys can tell by my eyes, I'm kind of sleepy, not sleeping. But today we're gonna be talking about the uh, five money rules that poor people never learn, right? And let's get started right into it. Rule number one is spending less than you make, right? Now, I've probably mentioned this in one of these videos in the past, but let's say, for instance, you make $3,000 per month and your monthly expenses is $1,000 per month. You should be saving at least $1,500 every single month, right? And I don't know whatever percentage of your money that is, but you should be putting away a huge chunk of your money in a high yield savings account, ETF, and like stocks that have been proven to give you a 7 to 10% return every year, right? These are ETFs like VOO, um, S&P 500, stocks like that. You want to put your money in stuff like that or in a high yield savings account. Uh, you don't want to spend more than you make, right? You always want to save majority of the money that you make and make sure that you are in a situation where your monthly expenses is less. If you're in a situation where your monthly expenses is almost the same as how much you make, then get a second job, right? Work two jobs that you can save one. The pay from one job and the pay from the first job goes directly to the bills. So you never want to spend more than you make, right? Because once you start spending more than you make, that's how you put yourself in a hole that's gonna be 2 times harder to get out, right? Rule number two is make money a tool. Like I was previously explaining, when you get your pay, you want to save it or invest it into stuff like VOO, like ETFs, high yield savings accounts, and like just investments that are safe, that has low risk, high returns, right? Use money to make money. Invest into yourself, right? Buy books. Like for instance, I was just reading this book, Power of Discipline. I got a few other books right here on my desk. Overall, I probably invested close to $500 in books, right, in the last 2 years. So I know it's not a lot, but books, you have to think about it. Books are like $20. Most expensive book I bought, I believe, was like $70, right? But I got about 30, 40 books in my collection, right? And yeah, invest into yourself and mentorships and like coaching and mentorships in the last 2, 3 years. I've probably invested more than an average person going to a 4-year college. I've invested well over $100,000 in my education, right? And just everything that I've invested so much to get to where I'm at today, right? That's why I use my money. I make money, invest it into myself first, and then all the other stuff come later because the knowledge that you have, nobody can take that away from you, right? And now, rule number three, assets pay you, right? So making assets and putting your money into assets that'll pay you back. Back to the first thing I said, ETFs, high yield savings account, those are assets. You're saving your money, but it's paying you back, right? You want to put your money into stuff like maybe a rental property, right? But like those are kind of tricky sometimes. Maybe buy a fourplex. Live in it for a while, rent one, and rent the three out, live in one, and have the three of them pay out the house. Refinance, cash out, refinance, make some money that way, right? Now those are where you leverage, you make assets to pay you, right? So you also want to have a budget, right? You definitely have a budget. This ties back to rule number one. You always want to have a budget in everything that you do. Know where exactly every single one of your dollar or penny is going on a monthly basis, because this is what Rockefeller and all the top 1% of this is what the Rockefellers and the top 1% of the richest families in the world are doing, right? They literally track every expense down to single penny. They know where everything is going. They have a budget, right? And this one thing that I realized with successful people, and it's something that I'm actually trying to adapt for myself going into 2026, is that whenever you have money come in, you never want to have money at your disposal, right? I had to learn this the hard way, speaking from experience, right? Usually when I will have money come in, I would just have a business account and a checkings account and a business savings and a personal, well, a business account and a personal account, a business check-ins and savings and the personal check-ins and savings. And whenever I get money coming from the business, I'll pay myself out, put a percentage in the savings, and the business savings is just where majority of the capital is. I'll probably leave about $5,000 to $10,000 in the check-ins for the subscriptions to just bill out, right? All the software subscriptions. Right, but I didn't realize that, okay, I gotta have multiple different accounts. I gotta have like 5 different accounts to move my money around and only have a certain amount of money in my check-ins and savings. Because the savings, you can just transfer it within the app, right? Have banks that don't have immediate cash transfer, right? So that you don't make stupid decision or make decision just, or let me say rational decision, just waking up and doing something just because you feel like, you know, it's right at that moment, right? Doing that is gonna help you become disciplined with money, because now it's okay. Even if you want to, even though you can afford it, you want to, you're not gonna do it because you can, right? When it comes to like rational spending or I forgot, there's this actual name to it, right? When it comes to just spending, impulse spending, right? You completely destroy impulse spending. When the money comes in immediately, it goes through the cycle that it has to go, right? So that's it right there. Rule number 5: time is more valuable than money, right? You have to realize that a lot of people trade their time for money, which is cool to a certain extent, right? We all should thrive to want to exit the 9 to 5, right? Exit working with somebody and working for yourself, and it's not something that everybody can do. Right, and that's the reason why there's difference between the 1% class and the 99%, right? And there's the 5%, 10%. 5% of people who basically don't work for themselves. The other 95% of people who work for someone in some way, shape, or form, right? So, yeah. So money, time is more valuable than money, right? So you have to put a dollar amount behind what your hour is worth, right? For me personally, right now, speaking, an hour of my time is $500, right? Now, this is me evaluating based on everything, right? What I'm currently making and stuff like that. You have to be able to evaluate how much your time is worth, right? How much you believe your time is worth. And that number changes as time goes on. Right? As me right now, and the knowledge that I know and the knowledge that I have, you would speak to me for an hour. It's $500. All right, so that's just an example. I'm not saying I want to speak to anybody, but I'm just giving you guys an example. Time is more valuable than money, so half a dollar figure around your time, what that is. A lot of people trade the time for $25 an hour. You know, it's cool. Or what's minimum wage? $20 an hour. So, yeah. So you got to be aware of these things, and in order for you to truly escape, in order for you to truly escape, I was going to say the matrix, what people call the matrix, you have to understand this concept of time is money, right? And the majority of the people in the poor and middle class, they don't understand this. They just think, oh, okay, I need to just get a good job that pays high, good, whatever. You know, some people want to go to college and go spend 12 years of their life to get a doctor's degree, come out. You know, doctors make a lot once you have your own, when you have your own business, you have your own location or practitioner. Is that what it's called? I don't know if that's what's called. Remember, I told you in the beginning I'm tired. But yeah, if you have your own like business location, yeah, you make a lot. That's when you make millions. But if you don't, you are stuck in high 6 figures, $200,000-$300,000 a year. You might look at that as a lot of money, but it really isn't, right? Because after taxes, depending on what state that you're in, you're probably fucked. So that's that. Excuse my French. That just came out. But yeah. So those are the 5 rules of money. As far as I'm concerned, make sure you apply this. And yeah, if you guys have any other things that you can add on to this video that I didn't touch bases on, drop it in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Peace.